Happy Monday, Chicago Bears fans. Welcome into the show. This is Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham. How are we feeling after a 38-0 drubbing of the Buffalo Bills in week 2 of the preseason? Hopefully pretty good. Got a lot to get into today. Some PFF grades I want to dive into. We'll take your questions as always. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. And then a couple of NFL trade rumors I kind of want to just explore here on today's show. Let's start with the Super Chat. The Notcast says, I got my first pick in my draft. Who should I pick? Also, have you thought about doing fantasy sleepers on 4 verts that time of year, and I need your input. You know, Colin, I still like fantasy football. I'm not as invested as I once was. As far as the number 1 pick goes, it seems to be either Jamar Chase or Bijan Robinson, right?
It is Jamar Chase. You take that pick and you run.
Yeah, I think it's Chase.
Unless you're,
if you're not in a PPR league, then
Bijan. Yeah.
Probably Bijan.
But yeah, if you're PPR, I'd even argue half PPR. You'd go Jamar. But it's an interesting concept. Ironically, in one of my leagues, I'm actually first, so I will be taking Jamar Chase.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if we've ever really done like a fantasy.
Not really done much fantasy content on 4 verts. Something I could think about, but I don't even know just off the top of my head who would be some fantasy sleepers. I'll have to do some.
Research. If the Commanders, just saying, if the Commanders do trade Brian Robinson Jr., get ready to learn Jacory. What is it?
Croskey-Merritt.
Croskey-Merritt.
I think he's beyond the sleeper range at this point.
Yeah.
He's too
maybe to the casual fan.
He's too mainstream.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's too mainstream.
I think for me and you, maybe. I don't know if the average fan knows who that is.
Yeah.
But I think for the real ones here in the chat, I think they absolutely know who that is.
The real ones know. The real ones know. All right. Shout out your city. Let us know where you're tuning in from. My guy Gary Ross and Dylan Campbell in the chat debating Travis Homer. Travis Homer is going to be on this team because Richard Hightower loves him. And he's a special teamer, so he'll be on this team.
Yep.
And that's just how it is. So let's see. We got Philip in Mount Prospect. Yes, Thomas Graham with the Ravens. Let's go. We got Marcus in Chicago, Nick Joliet, Kevin in Graham, Kentucky, Frank in Coal City, Mesa, Arizona, Myrtle Beach. That's where Anthony's watching. Oh, we got a Vikes fan in the chat, Colin.
Uh-oh.
Little Iggy. McHenry County. Shout out to my guy, Gary Ross. Crystal Lake from the Notcast. Every time the Notcast puts that in there, I think of this podcast I listened to. I forgot what it was called, but it was based in Crystal Lake, I think.
Interesting.
True crime podcast. It's actually a sad story. But all right. Without further ado, PrizePicks is back, ladies and gentlemen. We are fired up to have PrizePicks once again with us for another football season here at Chat Sports and here on Chicago Bears Now. Preseason football is rolling along, and college football is here. So don't miss any of the action on PrizePicks. It's very easy to play PrizePicks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups, as little as 2 players, as many as 6. If you hit on your lineup, if you get it all right, all your picks right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money on certain lineups. Week 0 is here, and we got a special deal for you as you're halfway to winning a 2-player lineup by taking more than half a passing yard for Avery Johnson. I also like Rocco Beck, more than 16.5 rushing yards as well. $20 to win 60 on this 2-player PrizePicks lineup, so take advantage of that. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Join millions of users and sign up today and get $50 instantly once you play your first lineup for just $5. Got to use our code CLNS when you sign up at prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. You play for $5, you get $50 instantly. It's an awesome deal. That's code CLNS for an extra $50 once you play for just $5. That link is in the description, the live chat, the comments of this video. Shout out to PrizePicks. Cullen, I know you love playing PrizePicks. Fired up to have these boys back on board for another season.
Yeah, man. PrizePicks is officially back here at Chat Sports. Cannot be more excited. It's the only app that I use for daily fantasy, and I'm hoping to win a lot of money this year, and better than last year, right? So hey, I'm here for it.
New year, new me.
Exactly.
Same PrizePicks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm loyal. I'm sticking with PrizePicks. They've never done me wrong in terms of their app, their service. So check out PrizePicks today. Use our code CLNS if you want to get $5 or play $5 and get $50 instantly.
Let's go. All right, if you're excited about last night's win, let's get some bear downs going in the chat. It was a fun night at Soldier Field, a long night, about a 3.5-hour preseason game. Shout out to Sean McDermott challenging down 31-0 in the fourth quarter, only to lose the challenge. But, yeah, it was a good time. A lot of good things to take away from the Bears, from Caleb Williams, the starters, the backups. Oh, the Bears just tweeted out, "Welcome to Luther Burden's block party," because he was laying out blocks, calling the guy is fully bought in to what the Bears are selling, baby.
That crack block that he had near the goal line,
he just destroyed that guy.
I mean, the thing is, too, is like he's not the biggest framed wide receiver out there, but I mean, he fully committed to putting his body on the line to try to, help the Bears score a touchdown in the red zone. And I mean, if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. No block, no rock, as you said, and Burton's he's adapting, man. He's had a really good ever since he finally got healthy and was able to
talk about just the vibes flipping.
Yes.
I mean, he wasn't ready for camp. You're like, oh God, what's going on? And then just since he's been back, I mean,
yes,
it's been great. So he seems bought in. The only question is just how they're gonna divvy up these snaps. I mean, you got 4 good receivers you're feeling good about right now with DJ, Rome, Zacchaeus, and obviously Luther. So it's exciting times. There have been plenty of years where I didn't feel good about the Bears' number 2 receiver. Now I feel good about their top 4. So definitely exciting. We got Anthony in the chat, Tat Comic, National Josh Dobbs Day from my guy Sam Luctera. Birdman 87. By the way, the 87's growing on me. I think it looks good. I hope he keeps it. I don't know if he will, but
we need more wide receivers in the 80s.
Let's bring the 80s back.
Bring the 80s back.
Great decade, great numbers.
Yes.
Come on.
I'm here
bring
for
the
it.
80s back.
Yeah.
Bring the 80s back. All right, we do have a lot to get into here on today's show, so don't want to dilly-dally too long. If you want to support the program, hit that like button. That way more Bears fans can find this stream. If you love this football team, enjoy this show, hit that like button, because what we are going to discuss today is I'm going to react to some notable PFF grades from the Bears against the Bills. We'll react to Caleb Williams' debut under Ben Johnson. Take your questions, hashtag Bears or Super Chat. If you Super Chat, guaranteed to get on the show, but we'll take some hashtag Bears questions as well. We will also dive into the latest NFL trade rumors. Could the Bears get involved on what's going on and some potential trades circulating around the NFL? So we'll dive into that as well. All that and more is coming up here on Chicago Bears Now. I'm Harrison Graham. The Chicago Bears slaughtered the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night to complete their second preseason game of the year. And Pro Football Focus has released their PFF grades for the Bears. So I'm going to react to some of the notable ones here on today's show. We'll spend a lot of time on the offense and then a little bit of time on the defense. But got to start with the quarterback. Caleb Williams got the start, played 2 drives, led a touchdown drive, and then seemed to have something going on the second drive, but they stalled out on the Rome Odunze drop. Graded out really well. PFF had him as the 4th highest graded quarterback in the league this weekend. And remember, most teams are playing 3 or 4 guys. There's probably, 80, 90, 100 quarterbacks that played this week. 86.6 passing grade. Made 1 big-time throw as well. Adjusted completion, because remember, finished 6 of 10, was almost 78%. So you factor in the Rome drop, the screen that he had to dirt, so on and so forth. Average time to throw, 2.6 seconds. That, I think, is as important as any stat. What does that tell you? He's getting the ball out quickly. Only 1 game out of 17 last year did he have a 2.6 or seconds or less time to throw throughout the course of a game. Obviously, only played 2 drives, but he was around just over 3 seconds last year. If he's 2.8 or less this year on average, that is a huge step in the right direction. So feel very, very good about him playing on time, at least last night. And I assume the big-time throw was the seam shot to Cole Kmet, because that was an absolute BB for 29 yards over the linebacker and under the safety. A little just seam shot there before the safety can get down and crack Kmet. So that was a good ball. A number of good throws I thought Caleb made in this football game. Here were the raw stats, obviously. 6 of 10, 107 yards and a touchdown, passer rating of 130. And, we said this last night, and I'll say it again. Just kind of the full arsenal of throws on display. I guess the only true throw we probably didn't see was just like a true deep ball, but that seam shot was about 25 in the air, just on a laser. Saw the out route with anticipation to DJ Moore with pressure coming as Braxton Jones gave up another pressure there. We also saw the kind of layered crosser to Cole Kmet, the quick slant to Amegadjie on time, on target to allow Zaccheaus to take it all the way to the end zone. Just a little bootleg where he flipped it out to Loveland as well. Just kind of the combination of just different play calls and Caleb executing the different type of throws was really nice to see. And, it was definitely a step in the right direction as he and Ben Johnson are in the early stages of this partnership. But Caleb spoke about the game after the game, saying that he feels like just in this last month he's grown a ton, and obviously it's about continuing to grow, keep going. So I'm excited about what I saw, and I think Bears fans should be as well. How would you grade Caleb's performance against the Bills? A, B, C, D, or F? Probably give it A-. I mean, the check down back to Hankins wasn't a great ball. Probably got back to it just a tick late. But on 10 throws, I thought that was really the only quote-unquote mistake. And it was more so just, not a great play. It wasn't a negative play by any means. So I'll knock him just a tick there, but A- overall. The opening drive was an A+. It was fantastic. So I thought he was really, really good. All right, let's get to this left tackle quote-unquote competition, because I really think it's down to two guys at this point. But Braxton Jones, Theo Benedet, Ozzy Trapilo, Kiran Amegadjie, you see the grades out right there. Now, there is a context. Braxton Jones played with the starters the opening two drives, and he was better than last week, but still not great. Allowed that inside pressure, got beat on that move once again, but I did think he was better overall than a week ago. Theo Benedet continues to play well with the opportunities. He got a lot of run with the twos last night. I don't know if he played any right tackle. I think he played exclusively left tackle last night. He graded out much better this week as a run blocker than he did a week ago, so you're seeing him do it both pass and run blocking. Ozzy Trapilo played exclusively with the twos on the right side, so I think he's mostly out of it now as they're working him on that side so he can kind of get those swing tackle reps. And then Kiran Amegadjie did not grade out very well at all, especially in pass, where he was fine against the run, actually. But that was with the threes working late into the fourth quarter. So that is not a good sign. This is kind of my read on this. I think it's Braxton Jones and Theo Benedet, and I think Braxton Jones is the front runner. I think if he goes out there, has a good week of practice this week, if they do play starters against the Chiefs, which Ben Johnson seems open to, and he holds his own, at least plays like he did last night, if not a little better, I think he probably wins the job. I do think Theo Benedet's applying real pressure. I think he's pretty secure on the 53 at this point. Ryan Poles said on the broadcast, or actually on a different interview this past week, that he could play all four spots except center, so that versatility gives you that value for him on the 53. Trapilo is likely the swing tackle or just the backup right tackle for now as they continue to develop him. And then Amegadjie, I think, is on the roster bubble. My gut tells me he'll still probably make it just based on the investment of a third-round pick from last year, but even if he makes the roster, he's probably a game day scratch early on in the season. He's probably inactive. I wish they'd get him some run at guard. They have not shown interest in doing that just yet. Maybe this week, if they've made the determination that he's clearly out of the competition at left tackle, maybe they'll give him some run at guard. I think that would be a good idea, but we have not seen that up to this point in time. Okay, let's talk a little Luther Burden now, as he is buying in. In fact, just a little bit ago, the Bears tweeted out Luther Burden block party. He laid 2 blocks that led to rushing touchdowns on the goal line, which is absolutely fantastic to see. He is taking the quote, no block, no rock mantra that Ben Johnson has been preaching for months. He's taken that standard to heart, which you absolutely love to see. PFF graded him out over an 80 overall, 73.4 receiving. Run block, 90.6 for a receiver. He is cracking people in the run game. And listen, he's a thick, physical guy. It's all about want to. When you're a receiver and you're getting involved in blocking, and he led to 2 touchdown runs. I mean, seriously, go look at the Bears tweet highlight about it. He just cracked a couple of guys, sealed the edge on one, drove a guy back on the other. It's great to see. You can see the buy-in. You can see he's invested, and that's awesome because this guy's got all the talent in the world. And to see him bought in, I mean, think about where we were. You know, he missed all OTAs, wasn't ready to start training camp. You're like, man, the vibes feel weird. And then ever since he's been back, he's making plays every day. He's buying in, even though he's getting a lot of work with the twos. This is a guy they're going to have to get on the field because he is blocking. He is making an impact. And what do these coaches talk about all the time? What do you do when the ball is not in your hands? That is going to dictate the opportunities you get. Guy's playing his ass off when the ball isn't in his hands. And when it is in his hands, he's making plays. That play on the right sideline where he put his foot in the ground, I think he put Damar Hamlin on his ass. This guy's special out in open space. So definitely excited about where he's at and his future. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. Welcome back to PrizePicks here at Chat Sports and on Chicago Bears Now, the best daily fantasy sports app that exists. Football season is here. Preseason games are rolling along, and college football is upon us, so don't miss any of the action on PrizePicks. And before you know it, week 1 will be here as well. It's very easy to play PrizePicks as you just pick more or less on stat projections of 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money depending on your lineups. By the way, for week 1, look at this max discount. Dak Prescott, half passing yard right there. Awesome deal for Dakota. You take that, pair it with something else, and you can win a 2-player lineup. Very, very easy. College football here as well. Week 0, get in on the action with plenty of players to choose from there as well. Other sports too. Baseball season ongoing. Basketball will be back soon. You got women's basketball as well. It's all available for you. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get $50 instantly. Once you sign up and play for just $5, got to use our code CLNS at PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Join the millions of users playing PrizePicks right now. Link is in the description and comments of this video. Okay, tight ends now as we continue with our PFF grades. Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. Graded out very similarly. Overall, 91 and change. Loveland slightly higher on the receiving there. Pass block, run block, both very similar. The point is both these guys have a role on this team, and they're both going to have their opportunities. And we saw it on display against Buffalo. Caleb Williams with the seam shot to Cole Kmet for 29 on that opening drive. A couple of catches for Loveland on that drive as well. The drive starter to get out of jail. You're backed up after the Tyler Scott flubbed kickoff return. Little bootleg from Ben Johnson. Tight end drag. Just flip it to him. Let him go. Get 8 yards. And then after Drew Dahlman gets hit with that holding penalty, it's 2nd and 15, 2nd and 16. Kind of a deep over route. You let him clear the linebacker, layer the ball, and Loveland gets you 17 or 18 and a first down. I mean, these guys are going to make plays because they're going to get a lot of opportunities. And with the amount of weapons on this offense, who are you going to double team? And if you do, you're going to get a lot of favorable man coverage looks elsewhere. Other offensive PFF grades, just to point out, these are just overall grades. Ryan Bates, listen, I was concerned. He had that arthritic shoulder problem. He had a concussion last year. He seems to have locked down that backup center job, and he's probably your just top overall backup interior lineman. So good to see him play well. He had an 86.5 grade. Tyler Scott, he flubbed that kickoff, but he made some plays later. You see the talent there. It'll be interesting to see if there's a world where they keep him on the roster. I still think he's on the outside looking in, but that touchdown grab was nice from Tyson Bagent. Speaking of Bagent, 80.3 there. Zacchaeus gets an 82. Jonah Jackson, the 72. DJ Moore, 66.8. Darnell Wright kind of average there at 64. Joel Wilson almost 70. We'll see if he pushes for a roster spot. Ian Wheeler and Britton Brown were both in the 50s, but I thought they had their moments. I thought they did some good things. And then Rome Odunze, pretty simple. He had one target and dropped it. So that's why the grade is 40.4. Thank you guys so much. We just crossed 127,000 subscribers. Round of applause to all of you. We crossed this during our watch party. The next goal is 128,000. Keep this puppy rolling on the train. Appreciate the love, the support. We've got one more preseason watch party on Friday, and then the real shebang is here. So lots of stuff going on. Roster cut down day next week. We'll get you ready for that as well. So keep us locked in. Okay, Noah Sewell, has he locked in the linebacker number 3 job? I would say it certainly seems so. He's been a little bit more consistent in camp and in the preseason, and I thought he popped again last night. Graded out much better than Ruben Hippolyte. You see the flashes with Hippolyte. You do see the speed, but you also see a 4th-round rookie, a guy who's still kind of figuring things out. So I think he'll make a lot of his hay this year on special teams. And hopefully as the year goes on, he gets occasional opportunities on base downs with 3 linebackers. But I think you have to reward the consistency here. And I think Noah Sewell has been more consistent from start to finish during this training camp period and in these preseason games. So I think he's that guy at this point in time. What say you? Do you think it's Noah Sewell as linebacker 3 or Ruben Hippolyte? NS for Sewell, RH for Hippolyte. I think it's Noah Sewell. I think he's earned it, and I think he's been the more reliable player up to this point. Austin Booker, solid again as he had a sack and almost got a second sack. Wasn't as dominant as last week, but still had a PFF pass rush grade of almost 80 there. Didn't grade out as well against the run overall, but still was pretty good across the board. And, you're continuing to see the power and the advanced pass rush arsenal that he's got this year compared to last year as a pass rusher. So that's promising to see. He did get dinged up in the game. As of now, we do not have an update. Hopefully it's not serious. If it was, you'd think you would have heard something by now, but that is certainly something to keep an eye on. But again, if he can become that third edge rusher and be that reliable pass rusher that can give you a splash play here and there, that could make a big difference after Montez Sweat and Dio Adengbo. Some other defensive PFF grades. I didn't really hit many of the starters here because they only played 3 plays the opening drive, but Tano Passanio, he graded out pretty well. I would imagine he's probably going to make this team as a rotation edge defensive lineman. Nick McLeod, with how thin you are at corner, he's graded out well. He got a lot of reps over Josh Blackwell this week. I'm not sure if Blackwell's dinged up or not, but I'm pretty confident Blackwell's on the team. But with Terrell Smith going down, Nick McLeod probably is too. It might be smart of them to give him a few reps at outside corner. Andrew Billings had a sack, thought he looked good. Trey Flowers, listen, he's been scrappy back there. He certainly has lost a step compared to a few years ago, but he's a big physical outside corner. He does fit this scheme. With the injuries at corner, he could sneak onto the roster. You look at that trio of defensive tackles, Chris Williams, Zach Pickens, Jonathan Ford. I think one of those guys makes the team, maybe 2, so keep an eye on that as we get closer to cutdown day. Daniel Hardy, they love him on special teams. I don't think he's a great fit in this Dennis Allen defense. He's kind of a smaller defensive end, so unclear kind of what his fit on this team is. Dom Rob didn't play quite as well. He also left with an ankle injury, so keep an eye on that. And then Amegadjie, I thought he struggled a little bit at linebacker, but we know his primary role is on special teams anyway. All right, guys, there you have it. Some PFF grades and my reaction after the Bears 38-0 win over the Bills in week 2 of the preseason. One more game to go as Chicago travels to Kansas City this week. We'll be live for it on Friday night, so be sure to subscribe and join us. All right.
Some interesting stuff there. Do you feel like, and this is one of the questions that, because, PFF's not everything. Did you feel like most grades were fair in terms of this week, and were there any grades that you felt were majorly off, in your opinion?
Well, some of it's kind of tough because, the preseason ones are tougher to gauge because, that's why I didn't spend time on any of the defensive starters. They played 3 snaps. So,
sure.
You can't, like Tyreek Stevenson graded out as, a 62. It's they went 3 and out. I don't even know how you evaluate that. Right. So, I think that part of it's tougher, but thought it was pretty fair. I thought Braxton was better this week than last week, but I still didn't think he was great. So 60s, low 60s, high 50s, that feels right. I do think Benedet played cleaner, but, played against probably deeper reserves. So, that's why I kind of was hoping they'd give him the start. Just be like, hey, start him, see how he plays. But they didn't go that route. Gary Ross told me in the chat, by the way, that Andy Reid announcing starters will play. So I think if I'm Ben Johnson, I would play starters too, at least for a drive or two. And he did say after the game, he said, going into that road environment, that could be an exercise we want to go through. So my gut tells me they'll play at least a drive or two, maybe something similar, 10, 15 snaps. They played 14 the other night. But yeah, back to the great. I mean, like DJ Moore, 66.8. He caught both balls on his targets. I don't, it's hard to say, but nothing really glaringly stood out. I mean, I thought they were fair, and Caleb's great. Like his grading actually came out better than the raw stat, and I agree with that. And you see that with the adjusted completion percentage. Rome drops the ball. If that's caught, it's 7 out of 10. Dirting a screen, I mean, that shouldn't be viewed as just like a misfire. So I think the adjusted completion percentage of almost 78% is more accurate. And we know that Ben Johnson has challenged Caleb to reach 70% this year. I don't know if he'll get there, but, I'd love to know how they chart that in the building. I'm sure they use more of an adjusting completion model that factors in drops, clear plays where you have to throw the ball away, like screens that get blown up, stuff like that. But Bajent graded out well. I think he graded out like an 80-81 overall. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty fair. I didn't notice anything glaring there.
Interesting. Just wanted to, get your take on that.
All right. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions answered on the show. We'll take as many as we can.
I'll refresh the Super Chat link here real quick just in case we get any of those. Guaranteed to get in the mailbag, by the way. If you Super Chat, have to put you in there. It's the rule. Otherwise, I hit.
Hashtag Bears Super Chat. Get your questions answered. Let's see here.
I won't make the 90-man roster if that happens. Ooh.
Yeah, Andy Reid. It's kind of exciting, too, because, I mean, another game in 4 days, and if they play starters, that'll be fun. My guess is tomorrow they'll do a light practice, padded practice Wednesday, and then they'll do I think they'll play starters Friday, at least a little bit.
I would hope
drives.
So. Hey, listen, I'd be down for another 2 drives.
Yeah.
I would be down for a couple of drives.
So
got Ledoux
if
here.
he didn't dirt that screen, he would have been lit up. Yeah, I mean that you just have to dirt that one.
Yeah. Agreed.
That one was sniffed out. Yeah, definitely a Camp Monungai. Listen, Cullen's the biggest Kyle Monungai fan on the planet. I'm a big fan of his as well. Doesn't sound like whatever he's dealing with the series. You hope he can go Friday. I mean, that would be big for him if he could play in this last preseason game.
Would be huge. Again, still need to hear from Roschon, too, if he's going to, come back from whatever he's dealing with.
He'd have to be back tomorrow to have a chance to play Friday, I would
Right.
imagine, with how long he's been out, because there's probably going to be a bit of a ramp-up period whenever he does come back.
Yeah, I would imagine so. DMVCs, we'll get that in the mailbag. Yeah, listen, he could potentially steal this RB2 job from Roschon Johnson if he has a pretty good performance.
I think if he played last night and played well, he probably would basically be penciled in as RB2. I think. So we'll see what happens this week. We'll see if he can play Friday, but that would be that'd be big.
Yeah.
That would be big.
If I'm him too, I understand they're, going through injuries. Everyone goes through injuries during the preseason. I'm trying to.
If I can be out there, I'm out there if I'm Kyle Monungai.
I would agree. So, all right. Keep using hashtag Bears or Super Chat.
Fire in those questions.
But I think we're about ready.
Got a decent amount cooked in there, it looks like. So appreciate all the questions. We'll answer as many as we can right after this. So hashtag Bears Super Chat. Let's roll. It's time to cook up a Bears Now mailbag. I am Harrison Graham. Shout out to Shout Out City. He kicks us off. Could the Bears trade for Cam Robinson to start at left tackle? Looks like Ursery is going to beat him out in Houston. I knew that. How many times did I mock Ariante Ursery to the Chicago Bears? Now, listen, I'm glad we have Luther Burden, but just want to throw that out there. That guy's a beast. I knew he was going to be good. As far as going this route, it's kind of the nuclear option, right? Where, like, if none of these guys can win the job, do you look external? You got to do that pretty quick, I would think, if that's going to be your week one left tackle. Now, Cam Robinson's a vet. I think he could do the job. He's not great. He's pretty good in pass pro. He's average to below average in run blocking, but he is a pretty decent pass protecting left tackle. And he was in line to start, and he got nicked up recently in Ursery, who was getting work at right tackle, flipped back to his natural position left, and apparently looks fantastic. So, listen, I mean, if you could get him for like a 6th or 7th round pick, I would certainly be open to that. But if you're going to trade for a left tackle, to me, that's got to be like, okay, you're coming in to start. Because if it's just, well, he could start or he's a good backup, it's like, oh, you kind of have a lot of those. You have a lot of good backups, lower end starters with the Braxton Jones, the Ozzy Trapilos, the Theo Benedets of the world. So we'll see what happens here, but I would guess they don't go that route because that's kind of the nuclear option. But if a starting caliber left tackle hits the market and you can get him for cheap, I mean, be hard to say no at this point based on what we've seen throughout training camp. What do you think? Do the Bears need to trade for a left tackle? Do they need to go out and get someone who's not on the team right now? Type Y for yes and for no. Needs a strong word. Should it be something to explore? Yeah, I mean, keep your eyes open if you're Ryan Poles. Maybe there's a surprise cut somewhere for a guy with starting experience. We'll have to wait and see. Donald Lear, do you think they are showcasing Booker to include in a trade for Parsons? No, I think they're playing him a lot because they need a third edge rusher. Now, if an opportunity popped up and a team wanted Booker in a blockbuster trade for that, sure, but they're playing Booker a lot because they need him to produce. Period, end of story. He needs to develop. He needs to get reps. So, that could be a secondary benefit, but I don't think they're playing him. It's like, well, we need him to play and play well so we can trade him for Micah Parsons. They know deep down trading for Micah, even if they wanted to, is a long shot at best. They're playing him, and he's playing well, and that's a good thing because the Bears need him to develop. All right, Matty, do you think Duvernay will be used consistently outside of returning, even with DJ getting snaps in the backfield? I would not expect him to play much on offense. Gadget plays here and there. You might see him, but he's wide receiver 5 at best. I mean, you got DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Olamide Zaccheaus, and Luther Burden. Those are your top 4. Probably would say Duvernay's your 5th guy. Then that 6th spot is up for grabs if they keep 6 with the Miles Boykin, the Jade Walkers of the world. So we'll kind of see where that goes. Need to update that, by the way. John Jackson was cut. That's on me. But, I don't think Devin Duvernay – I think if he's on this team, his primary role is as a returner. And by the way, side note, he got dinged up in warm-ups before the game the other night. That's why he didn't play. Subscribe to the channel. We got Bears content all year long, during the season, in the off season, even in the deadest times of the years in June and early July. We got you guys covered. Hit that subscribe button for free and daily content. DMV scenes, what would you view as a successful season for Caleb Williams and the Bears as a whole? I think Caleb, without putting raw numbers on it, just like, I don't know, you kind of know when you see it. Like last night, it's like, yeah, like it's just clicking. Like he's playing with rhythm. He's throwing the ball with confidence and accuracy. He's making plays. Obviously, you want to see him make some of those plays after the play because that is something that makes him unique. But just taking a clear step forward, consuming the offense, growing, building. By the end of the season, you feel good about him as your franchise guy. Like I think that's what you want to see. And as the Bears, at minimum, be in the playoff hunt, and not fake playoff hunt. Not you're 5-8 and you're the last team listed in the hunt graphic. It's like, yeah, you get into December with a real shot to make the playoffs. If you don't make it, you wouldn't love that, but a real chance once December gets here to make the playoffs, that should be the minimum of what we're hoping for. Maximum, win the division. I don't know if this team's good enough to do that, but I think this defense is going to be pretty damn good. And if Caleb is above average, I think Ben Johnson's play calling and play design alone is going to make this offense much better. Tony Williams, how about this one Caleb consistent season? He grows, but finishes 8-9, misses the playoffs. Or Caleb up 9 year with flashes, but make playoffs 9-8. I mean, out of an 8-9, 9-8 comparison, I'll take whichever one Caleb clearly grows and plays better. Because if you sneak in at 9-8, you're probably not doing much in the playoffs, especially if Caleb's up and down. But if Caleb's hooping, he's balling, by the end of the year, you feel good about him being your guy long term. That's a success in its own. And by the way, if he does that, you're probably a playoff team. Like if Caleb plays like a top 12 guy this year, I'd be pretty surprised if they weren't in the playoffs. I just think this defense is going to be very good. And I think that if Caleb plays at that level, they're going to be able to run the ball. A lot of weapons. O-line should at least be solid. Left tackle's a concern, but I'm all in on the Caleb is your long-term answer hypotheticals. That's the path I'm going to choose just about every time. Now, if you say they're 15-2 and Caleb's up and down, or 8-9, like, yeah, I'll probably take 15-2. But I don't think they're going 15-2 if the quarterback's inconsistent. Just a hunch. Speaking of the quarterback, you want to get his jersey? They're only $100. Nike Authentic Caleb Williams jerseys. Usually Nike Authentic NFL jerseys start at $120. This one is $100. Chatsports.com/Caleb jersey. You can get it in the navy or the orange. You can toggle it over to the orange once you go to that link if you want. Chatsports.com/Caleb jersey. All right, Osmotic74, how important is it to make a move for a defensive end now that we have injuries with Dom, Rob, and Booker? To be clear, as of filming on Monday, we don't know the severity of those, but let's be honest, even if they're healthy, do you still feel great about that room? I'm feeling better about Booker. I think he can contribute. How much, to be determined, but I think he'll contribute more than last year. Dom, Rob, we'll see. I do think he has improved. I have seen tangible improvement. Is it enough to be a factor on game days? I'm not sure. Tano Passanio, I think, is an okay rotation player. I think he's flashed a couple times, but even if they're all healthy, you could still make the argument that adding a Zadarius Smith, someone like that, would help this group out tremendously. Certainly, if one of them's hurt, even if it's just for the first few weeks, I'd still be looking to add a pass rusher there. Eddie Murphy, can we get Trey Hendrickson? Have we made a move for him? I assume you mean has there been like a offer or something like that? If the Diana Rossini reported offer of they want a first and a player is true, no thanks. Like, that's just a ridiculous ask. I'm not trading a first-round pick and a player. Like a first-round pick and like Booker for Trey Hendrickson? No, I'm not doing that. The Bengals don't have a lot of leverage here, so I'm not in that business. But, yeah, I mean, look, if the price is right, I'd consider it. I tweeted out the other day, I'm like, I might be out on Hendrickson. But if the price came down, if it's like a 2 or a 3 and no player, like you could talk me back into it pretty easily. But definitely not doing a 1, and I'm sure as hell not doing a 1 and at least a decent player. I just don't. Like, if I'm sending a player, it's, you want Dominique Robinson, you can have him. But, if it's like a 3rd in Austin Booker, like, okay, like we can have a discussion. But a 1st in Austin Booker, not going that route. All right, guys, do you want Caleb and the starters to play against the Chiefs? Depending on when you're watching this, we may already have the answer here, but I want to know what you would do. Would you play him? Would you sit him? Give us your thoughts in the comments section. All right, time for a few more. DC Viper, who is now on your roster bubble list after week 2 of the preseason? Guys on the top of my list, Miles Boykin, Jade Walker, all of the running backs after the first couple. Like, someone's going to make the team. Joel Wilson, Steven Carlson, do they keep one of those guys as a 4th tight end? Kiran Amegadjie, I think he's right there on the bubble at this point. Nick McLeod, Trey Flowers with the injuries at corner, he could sneak onto the team. Those are a handful. I'll probably do a roster bubble video either heading into this preseason game or after the game, TBD. But, those things are – I would guess for 53 spots, the Bears are probably down to 60 or so players, and they got to trim that down. So, time will tell. Clock's ticking. Mark Peterson, I think Breece Hall would be a good addition. Thoughts on a potential trade idea? Probably not more than a 5th for me. It's kind of like the Brian Robinson deal. Like, I like both players. probably Breece Hall a little more. I think he's got a little more upside and juice, especially as a receiving back. But if these teams are willing to kick these guys out the door, like I'm not giving, better than a 5th. I'd probably go a 5 for Breece Hall and a 6 for Brian Robinson. That's probably where I'm at. Breece Hall, to me, has never quite reached his full potential in the NFL. He's a solid back, but we haven't seen him remember, was it like before last year or the year before, he was going like top 3 in fantasy drafts, and he's been fine. He's been good. He's a good player, but he's not a top 10 back. He's honestly, they're different style backs, but he's much closer to DeAndre Swift in terms of just where he ranks in the league than, Josh Jacobs or someone like that. So I like the player. If it's a 5th-round pick, I'd probably do it, but I'm not doing a 3. I don't think I'm doing a 4. So, yeah, if the trade's right, I'm in. Otherwise, I'm probably out. All right, there you have it. Appreciate all of your questions here on today's mailbag episode. If you have any more, you know where to find me. At HGramNFL, Twitter, Instagram, DMs are wide freaking open. Follow me first, then DM me. We could talk some shop about the Chicago Bears.
Tony says, what is good play for Caleb if they aren't winning? Would you rather Caleb look great but lose or look okay but win? Give me a good stat line for Caleb.
Well, I think the context matters. Like, if he's racking up stats down 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, that's not what I'm talking about. But, if he's going back and forth and they're losing some tough games, 28-24 or something like that, and he's in these fights week in and week out, and they go 8-9 instead of 11-6, but he's playing in a lot of high leverage spots and playing well. That I still think that's a success. I'll just say it. Go throw for 4,000 yards. I think it's pretty hard to throw for an empty 4,000 yards. I think if he does that, at least a good chunk of that yardage will be legit. Hit 4,000 yards passing, and let's get 25-plus passing touchdowns.
Some NFL news. Dolphins expected to sign Matthew Judon.
Oh, there it is. Deal. There's an edge off the market. Yeah, he was visiting today.
Made a lot of sense.
Yeah, so to me, there's 2 free agents left that I really like: Zadarius Smith and Jadeveon Clowney.
I wonder if we have a graphic made for that.
Smith and Clowney, I think both would serve as perfect edge 3. I mean, if you go Montez Sweat, Dayo Adengbo, Zadarius Smith, or Jadeveon Clowney and Austin Booker, I can get behind that group.
Yeah.
You're not the 85 Bears or anything, but that's a group, assuming Booker takes a step, that's a group I can get behind. And Gary Ross's, you've told me this before, that Zadarius Smith can be a locker room headache. If that's true and Ben Johnson's not on board, then cool. I won't do it. But I thought Clowney was still pretty good last year. I know he's kind of got a degenerative knee, but you put him on a snap count. Play him 30 snaps a game.
Yeah. You really only need him to be a rotational pass rusher.
Yeah. Coming on 3rd down, he can still defend the run pretty well. He's always been a good run defender.
I would agree.
We'll see. There's always random edge trades that like Darrell Taylor last year. Those things always pop up.
Yeah.
And Preston Smith is out there. I don't know how much juice he's got left. Von Miller signed. Matt Judon signed. Not many left.
Not many.
We're getting close to week 1.
Not many. And the thing is, too, if you sign one of those guys, they're not going to cost you hardly anything. So, what
did Von Miller go for?
It was 1 for
8 or something?
Yeah. With
at this point, are these guys even getting that? Might be talking about $5-6 million.
Which even then, even if they wanted 10, you could easily pay it if you're Bulls. So,
yeah.
But we'll see.
I could get not wanting to do 10.
No, I get that.
Giving a guy $10 million 2 weeks before the season, I get being hesitant there. You haven't even seen him in your building yet, but if you're telling me you can get one of these guys for $5-6 million, there's not much downside. Unless what Gary's saying is right. If Zadarius Smith is just a complete locker room cancer and Ben Johnson knows that, okay, fair enough. But if he's not, then If I would say this, if they sign him, then Ben's got to feel comfortable because he was around him last year.
It's true.
So
you also would think like if he really had concerns about the edge rooms, Darius Smith would be one of his
that's true
first calls that he would make.
Well, and you would always think to play devil's advocate is, I mean, couldn't he potentially be here already if he was on board them? So there could be something to that.
Possible.
Zachary, this is super random, not Bears related, but how come barely any starting quarterbacks were 19? Most popular ones are Giant Unitas and Bernie Kosar. You know why? Because the number stinks.
That number stinks.
That number has no aura.
None. I think the worst number...
Joe Milton wore 19 with the Patriots last year, and he was horrific.
Yeah. I think Montana wore 19, maybe with the Chiefs, I think, back in the day.
That sounds right.
But either way, 1 through 10 on 3, 2, 1, name the number with the least amount of aura. Because it's clearly 19, 10 through 19.
1 through 10.
1 through 10. What do you think it is? I'm going to count down. I have my number already in my head.
Okay, I've got mine.
3, 2, 1, 6. Yeah.
Not
6.
much aura.
Not much aura.
How would you power rank the single digit numbers, 1 through 9?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. So 6 is clearly last.
How about this? What's second to last?
Second to last?
I would say it's either 3.
3's kind of got aura a little bit. A little bit.
4 or 9.
4 or 9. Ooh. To be honest, not really feeling 4.
Yeah, I mean the most notable one was like Favre wore 4.
Favre wore
Dak
4.
wears 4.
Yeah.
So
a guy who allegedly steals money from, a state, government, and then Dak Prescott.
We do have to say allegedly on this program.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Lawsuits have been thrown in the past.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
what I'm
real ones, no.
Allegedly. Yeah, to me, 9 has a lot of aura.
There's been a lot of 9s.
There's been a lot.
7's got a ton of aura.
Vic alone carries that number, and
7's really good.
7's up there though.
How do we feel about 8?
8's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
Okay.
It's not like first pick, but it's
middle of the pack.
It's middle of the pack.
What's the second worst? Okay, 3, 2, 1, 11 to 19. Second to worst.
Oh, second to worst.
You ready?
Hold on, give me a second.
It's between two numbers, I would say.
Okay, yeah, I got one.
3, 2, 1, 14.
17.
Oh, I like 17.
I'm 17.
I was thinking between 11 and 14.
I'm defending my guy in Seattle, but yeah, no, 14's actually that's a good call.
Listen, I love Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
TCU Horned Frog, but
I'm trying to think of who.
Zacchaeus. I like 14 on a receiver more than a quarterback.
That's fair.
Same with 11. I like 11.
Josh Allen. I'm an idiot.
17 too?
Josh Allen.
Oh.
Yes, that's immediate.
Well, Phillip Rivers too. 17's got some juice.
17's got some juice.
16's not great.
16's got.
It's fine.
Which one's that? So that's Montana. What would be? 18's Manning. Brady's 12. 12's.
And now Caleb. 18's seldom used though. It's kind of Peyton and not many other guys.
What's the worst number a quarterback can have other than 19 and 6? For those in the chat. 17,
I think it's 14 or 16.
14's, I think, the answer. I totally blanked on 14. I went 11, 12, and I jumped up to 17. Totally skipped 14. DC Viper says 1. 1 does feel very egotistical. I do think of Cam Newton, and he obviously did make it that number.
1's got juice, but if you wear 1 and you stink, it's a rough look. It's kind of like 0 now.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson wearing 0 is an embarrassment.
It's a joke.
I mean, he should be exiled from the NFL.
I agree.
For picking. If you're on the phone, hey, what jersey number? And you pick 0 and you're not a starter, you have now been cut.
Yes. Banned from the program.
We are trading you within 24 hours, and if no one wants you, we're cutting you.
Yeah. See, I like 11. I think 11's a pretty good number. 11 to me is
Who do you think of when you think of 11?
Bledsoe.
I do too, and that's 30 years ago.
It is true. That's true. Maybe 11's
I need
better
someone
as
in
a
the
receiver.
last 15 years.
I'm trying to think of who.
Mahomes made 15 cool.
Yeah.
So I feel like before
I thought
him,
15 was cool regardless.
Who was before him? Tebow?
Yeah. That's fair.
Who do you think of when you think of number 5?
Oh, that's McNabb. That's the very first one. McNabb's the very
and
first
he
one.
is an aura quarterback.
Yes, he is.
I'll tell you another 11 who had aura but flamed out quickly. Dante Culpepper.
Culpepper, that was a good one. Yeah. I'm trying to think of QBs, too. 5, I do actually think of Flacco. Flacco is one of the guys I thought of when 5 came up. See, I think 5's a good number, though.
Washed up Trubisky for 11.
Washed up Trubisky.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
10
true.
Dude, he
was
I feel bad. He's
bad.
awful. I thought when he took, I was like, oh, Mike White was terrible. Mitch won this job by default. And then Mitch went out there, and I was like, oh, that's why this is a competition, because he's bad, too.
Yeah. I'm looking up just real quick.
Mike White has my vote after last night.
So this is according to Abstract Sports. Best quarterbacks to wear each number, 1 through 19.
Okay.
So, number 1, Warren Moon. It's pretty nice.
Aura.
Number 2, Matt Ryan.
Okay.
I
like number 2. I think it's
too.
a sneaky good number.
3, and again, this is why I defended it, Russ.
Okay. Yeah, I like
When he was Seattle Russ.
Seattle Russ.
4, Brett Favre.
Okay.
5, McNabb, which Aura. 6, your boy, Jay Cutler, according to this website.
Cuddy did rock 6 pretty well. I'm not a big 6 guy, but Cuddy rocked it pretty. See, like Jackson Dart, it's like I feel like he's got aura, but like he's wearing 6. Now maybe
I love Jalen Milroe.
Maybe he
He's
brings.
wearing 6.
Oh, is he 6? Maybe 6 is the new aura number.
Maybe 6 is on the comeback. Maybe.
Okay. All right.
7, John Elway.
7 just got so many guys.
It does. And with
The best QB number ever though is 12.
It's 12.
10's up there too.
10's up there too, but I'd go 12. 12's just iconic.
Yeah.
8, Steve Young.
Yeah. Troy Aikman as well.
9, Drew Brees.
A lot of 9s over the years.
Yeah.
Romo wore 9.
Yeah.
A lot of 9s.
10, Eli Manning.
Oh, come on. There's been better guys that wear 10.
According to this website. 11, Drew Bledsoe.
Yep.
That's the one that I thought of too.
Same.
Yeah.
Didn't Wentz wear 11 in Philly?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
Yeah.
I honestly believe it or not, I was a kind of a Wentz guy back in the day before he tore his ACL.
For a few years, he was really good.
He was. 12 was Brady, obviously. 13, Dan Marino.
13's a good number.
13's
Everyone hates on 13. Good number. USC, Caleb Williams.
14, 14 might have to take the cake.
Is this my guy, Andy Dalton?
This is our guy, Y.A. Tittle.
Oh, boy. Give me the red rifle over Y.A. Tittle.
In terms of aura, for sure. 15, they got Bart Starr, Packers. So I feel like Mahomes should easily beat this.
We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know when this list was made, but 16, Montana. 17, they've got Phillip Rivers. 18, Peyton Manning. 19, Johnny Unitas. Oh, yeah, this was posted in 2019. So, yeah, maybe a little updated, but I don't know. Someone put Rex Grossman 8. That's bad.
Oh, sexy Rexy. 1 year, $6 million for Matt Judon. So you kind of wonder if that gives you like the blueprint for a Zadarius Smith or a
Jadeveon Clowney.
Now Smith was better than Judon last year, but I just think you get this close to the season, the money dries up a little bit. All right. Well,
Very interesting.
Fun exercise.
Kyle Orton wore 15. He did.
Yes.
That's interesting. I don't know. That's kind of one of those discussions where like if you made the NFL as a QB, what number are you rocking?
I played quarterback in middle school, believe it or not. We were assigned numbers 1 year, and I picked the other. The year I didn't pick, I was 4. I think I picked 12 the year I got to pick. Good number.
Smart man.
Oh, how about this trade package on Bleacher Report? This trade sucks for Brian Robinson. A 4th and Ryan Bates for Ryan, your top backup interior lineman, and a 4th round pick. That trades, they're advertising that they're trading him. They announced tonight he's not playing.
Yeah. Bleacher Report, again, is clickbait central, But that's
just not understanding value.
No.
Was that our guy, Kurt Benkert again?
Maybe.
Man, that is rough. For Brian Robbins, I like B-Rob, but my top backup interior O lineman and a fourth?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd do either of those individually.
No, I agree.
I was down on Bates coming into this camp, but he's stayed healthy. He's been reliable. He can play at all three interior spots.
Yeah.
That's a guy you got to keep around.
Him being on a contract year alone automatically knocks him down to at least a fifth, and then you got to think about his lack of production.
Well, and again, when a team is telling you they're shopping him, that knocks down the value a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it's quite as low as when the Bears traded away Khalil Herbert to Cincy for a seventh. But yeah, 6 feels right.
I think sixth is fair. I mean, maybe a fifth and you get a 7 back, something like that.
Maybe.
Could maybe talk me into a fifth, but
Dennis says super chats are not working for me. Dennis, you got me on DMs, dude, if you want to DM me something.
Sorry, Dennis. I don't know what's
yeah, it's been working for us. Yeah. I don't know what's happened on your end.
Sorry, Dennis. All right, you want to get to this last segment?
Yeah, why not?
All right. What are we doing here? Oh,
we're talking about making a splash.
Trade buzz. Could the Bears make a move?
Let's see what this one looks like.
Oh, this should be. I've done this before.
Yeah, I know. I just I like looking at it. We don't do it too often.
It's a good look.
It's a good look.
All right. Could the Bears make a trade? Let's talk about it next. Could Bears general manager Ryan Poles make a splash? This is Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Some NFL trade rumors are flying around. We're going to talk about it here on today's show. But before we do so, if the Bears make a trade, we're going to be breaking it down. If it's a big trade, we're going to be going live. If it's a small trade, TBD. If we're available, we'll go live. Otherwise, we'll at least crank out a video for you guys. But perfect reason to subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications, because if the Bears make a trade, a signing, or anything else, we're going to break it down here on Chicago Bears Now. All right, a couple of trade rumors circulating, and this time of year you start to see this because rosters trim down next week. Teams are looking to patch holes. They're looking to make a splash. So a couple of players I want to hit on when it comes to the Chicago Bears. Now, just a reminder, roster cutdown day is next Tuesday, August 26th, I believe at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So that is when 53-man rosters are due to the National Football League. So the Bears and all 32 NFL teams will have to trim from 90 or 91 in the Bears case to 53 players. And sometimes that's when you see some of these trades start to go down. Let's start with the big one, Trey Hendrickson. Could the Bears get involved here? Because the Bengals have shifted their tune a little bit in the sense of, yeah, we'll take trade offers. We'll take some calls. They were kind of dismissing that for the last several months, but they are now reportedly willing to listen and engage in trade offers for Trey Hendrickson, as the two parties cannot seem to come to the table on a new contract. The reporting has been they don't want to fully guarantee the second year of a deal, and that's a non-starter for Hendrickson. Diana Rossini had this report that teams have recently inquired about the Bengals star Trey Hendrickson, was told Cincinnati's asking price included a young defensive player and a 2026 first-round pick, according to league sources. The player heading back does not have to be an edge rusher or a pass rusher. That is a delusional asking price. Now, whether or not that's true or not, Diana's been kind of all over the map, but you've kind of heard whispers from other reporters too, like, yeah, it's a big asking price. We are 3 weeks away from the season opener. They don't have much leverage. They want a first and a player back at probably at least like a good rotation, if not starting level player. Like that would be like hey, we want your first round pick Chicago and Austin Booker. That's a ridiculous asking price for a guy that teams know they're going to have to give $35 million per year and guarantee at least 2 years, if not 3, on an extension. And I think a lot of teams are willing to do that contract, but they're not going to overpay in the trade comp, then do that as well. Like, something has to give here. So I think Cincinnati, who has misplayed this for well over a year now, is living in la-la land with those type of demands. Now, obviously, when it comes to the Bears, they do have some edge injuries right now. Austin Booker's dealing with some sort of a knee injury. Dominique Robinson left with an ankle injury. Doesn't seem like either of these are too serious coming out of the Buffalo game, but until we get an update, that's unclear. And let's face it, obviously Trey Hendrickson's better than both these players, and other guys probably are too. Like, there are question marks here, especially with Dominique Robinson. It's like, are things going to fully click in year 4? That seems like a stretch. I do like what I'm seeing out of Austin Booker. I think I'm comfortable with him in this rotation. You've got Tanoh Kpassagnon, but you still have questions coming off the edge on this defensive line. You could certainly use a more proven commodity to add to that positional unit, but if one of those two guys' injury lingers, you really need to add one. And even if they don't, you still could justify adding an edge rusher. That being said, I am not trading a first-round pick for Trey Hendrickson, and I'm definitely not trading a first and a decent piece. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, if you want a third-round pick in Austin Booker or a second-round pick in some other player, like, maybe we can have a conversation. But a first-round pick and a player for a 30-year-old Trey Hendrickson, who I really like, who you're then going to have to give $80+ million guaranteed to me, that's not the business I'm getting in if I'm Ryan Poles. Because you could also just go this route. And I know these aren't like long-term solutions, but I still maintain, and I don't know how they fit in the locker room, all that stuff, but Za'Darius Smith, Jadeveon Clowney, you can't tell me these aren't better options than Dominique Robinson, than Tanoh Kpassagnon. Like, these guys were still pretty productive last year. Za'Darius Smith can still rush the passer. Jadeveon Clowney can still set the edge in the run game. He's got kind of a degenerative knee, so you probably have to play him on a pitch count, but he can still be productive, on 30 snaps per game. This is a guy that I've always said this about Jadeveon. He's never lived up to the number 1 pick of being that, but he still had a pretty solid career. Like, he's been a good player in this league for a lot of different teams for a lot of years. Za'Darius Smith, same deal. Good player. Been around for a while. Now, Ben Johnson was with him last year in Detroit when they traded for him, so I don't know how he feels about Smith. I would imagine if they sign him, he would sign off on that addition. If not, maybe he's not comfortable with him in the building. I don't know. But I feel like just the player, Smith and Clowney, would be upgrades to the depth part of that position group that Chicago currently has. Now, back to Trey Hendrickson. Would you trade a first-round pick for him? Because I am not this time of year. Before the draft, trade a first, get a pick back, like, different conversation. But now, I'm not playing that ball game. Type Y for yes, type in for no. I am not trading a first-round pick. And by the way, Bill Barnwell of ESPN, he had a note that a 30-plus-year-old had not been traded for a first-round pick or better since the 90s. It's just pretty unprecedented for that to even be the asking price. All right, today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. Welcome back, PrizePicks, to Chicago Bears Now. The best daily fantasy sports app that exists is PrizePicks. Get signed up today at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you sign up and set your first lineup for just $5. It's very easy to play PrizePicks. You just pick more or less on player stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. A minimum of 2 players, maximum of 6 players. Certain lineups you can win up to 2,000 times your money. That's right. You turn $10 into 20,000 on certain lineups. Week 0 is here. We got a special deal for you as you're halfway to winning a 2-player lineup by taking more than half a passing yard for Avery Johnson. I also like Rocco Beck to get more than 16.5 rushing yards there. Big game in the Big 12. $20 to win 60 if you hit on this 2-player lineup. Check it out today. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. Get a $50 bonus into your account when you play for just $5. Join millions of users that play PrizePicks to win real money this football season. One more time, PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. $50 bonus once you sign up and play for just $5. All right, a more realistic trade target that I think has surfaced. That is Brian Robinson Jr., the Commanders running back, who, by the way, and I'm filming this Monday afternoon. Some of you guys might not see this till Tuesday, but the Commanders and Robinson mutually agreed for him to not play in the preseason game on Monday night. What is that a signal of? Well, we're shopping you. I've accepted you're shopping me. Don't want to get injured. So typically there's no coming back from that. Like, it would be surprising if they just pivoted and decided to keep him. They want to move on, and he's looking for a new opportunity. Jordan Schultz had the report on Sunday that the Commanders have been shopping Brian Robinson Jr., former third-round pick, is entering the final year of his contract. And I've always liked Brian Robinson Jr. He's not the most high ceiling type of running back, doesn't have breakaway speed. He's not the most elusive player or anything like that. But he's a physical downhill runner, and I'm pretty interested in this player if I am the Chicago Bears. He's been productive. I mean, last year, he had his most efficient season yet at over 4.3 yards per carry. He had 8 touchdowns, 800 yards on less than 200 carries. He's a sneaky, decent receiving back, too. Almost 600 yards on 65 career catches and 5 touchdowns. Remember, this guy got shot before his rookie year and missed the first 5 games, has been able to bounce back and put together a nice little 3-year start to his career. Again, is this a lead, give him 300 carries back? No, but as a part of a 2 or 3 running back committee, absolutely he can have a role. He's better than Roschon Johnson. I'll tell you that right now. And by the way, Roschon's hurt again. Kyle Monungai's dinged up. Doesn't sound like that one's serious, but that's a 7th-round rookie we're talking about. Deion Hankins, undrafted free agent. Brian Robinson Jr., you pair a guy like this with DeAndre Swift, keep Monungai as your third back, Travis Homer special teams, might mean sayonara for Roschon Johnson, but he can't stay healthy. And I think Brian Robinson is better between the 20s. You could argue Roschon as a goal line thumper might be a little better, but that's a limited role. I think you pair Brian Robinson with DeAndre Swift, that's a good meshing of skill sets. Swift, a more juiced up runner, can hit that home run. Brian Robinson, who can get the tough yards between the tackles. I like it. I like it a lot. And the fact that they're advertising that they're willing to trade him, I don't think you're talking about that much. I think a 6th-round pick might get it done. Hell, it might be a 7th. You could talk me into a 5th. I'd probably want a 7th back. I certainly wouldn't go a 4th, but if you could do this trade today, I'd probably do it. And if Roschon gets back and healthy, Monungai gets back and healthy, Homer, you're gonna have to cut somebody. So be it. But I think today, if you get Brian Robinson Jr., he's probably your 2nd best running back. And in certain scenarios, you would trust him more than DeAndre Swift probably. So I think he's an underrated player. I think he fits well with what the Bears could be lacking at the running back position, because Kyle Monungai is a physical runner, but he's 5'8". He's more shifty, contact balance. Brian Robinson will run you over. He could be that type of back. So I'd be very interested to roll with the DeAndre Swift, Brian Robinson, Kyle Monungai trio here in 2025, especially if the cost isn't that much, which I don't think it would be. Should the Bears trade for Brian Robinson Jr., type T for trade or P for pass? I'm very interested. Don't think it would cost a lot of money, especially that they are advertising the willingness to trade him. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears now. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll see if any trades go down in the near future. If they do, we, of course, will break it down. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. Turn on those notifications and bear down.
Good old B-Rob.
All righty.
We did get a $10 super chat from Impact. He said, I'm not thrilled with the Ozzy situation. If he overtakes Wright at right tackle, that's a failed pick with Wright. If he can't be the man at left tackle soon, then he's a failed pick. 2nd-rounders should be starters.
I don't think there's any indication he's taking over for Wright, to be honest. I do agree with the starters thing. And look, Ozzy played mostly right tackle in college, so it wasn't going to be a guarantee that he could come in here and just take this left tackle job. It seemed like early on in camp, they liked where he was trending. I don't know if something changed or if they just determined he's not quite ready. I don't know. I think it's too early to kind of determine all those dominoes. Could a year from now, do they flip Darnell to left and Ozzy's your right tackle then? That could be an option. I don't think you're going to go that route right now. I think we got to see that play out a little bit here. But, yeah, I mean, ideally he would have just won the left tackle job. But if he hasn't, he hasn't. I mean, you can't force it. So,
nope.
I think it's going to end up being Braxton at least to start the year, and then we'll go from there. That would be my guess. But I don't think Darnell Wright's getting benched for Ozzy Trapilo. I don't get that indication at all. So see how it goes. But I think they'll keep developing Ozzy behind the scenes. And, who knows? Maybe after the bye week he takes over at left tackle if he doesn't win the job initially. So Time will tell. It's early. But I
Yeah.
don't think he's the week 1 starter.
It'd be a long shot at this point.
It feels like Theo's got a better chance on the left side. So, I mean, you could argue Ozzy, the right tackle, is the second best offensive tackle on this team. The problem is the first best is Darnell Wright, the right tackle. You know what I mean? That's kind of the game you play when you draft a guy who's played more right tackle than left. Like, yeah, like he's learning left and he's probably made some progress there, but Ben Johnson said, like, yeah, he's more comfortable on the right side. That's where he's played most of his, pretty much all of his college career. So, you know, a few months on the job, he hasn't quite caught up on the left side, which that's understandable. So that's why I liked a guy like Ariante Ursery, because I thought you could get him in the second round and he could be a damn good left tackle. So didn't happen.
Oh, Tony, yeah, you did super chat. Get that up there. Said, would you rather have him look like Dak, who pads stats never wins, or Hurts, who doesn't pad stats but does win? I'm just saying what's more important.
Well, I mean, winning's obviously most important, but like, see, the Dak thing is always funny to me. It's like, yeah, Dak doesn't, he's not an empty stats guy. He just falls short in the playoffs. Like, he doesn't, he averages like 10 wins a year when he's healthy. And he won 12 games 3 years in a row. That's not empty stats. You can say he shits the bed in the playoffs, no doubt about it. But like, the guy got second in the MVP 2 years ago. I mean, I don't think Dak is an empty stats guy.
I don't think so either. I think, to be honest, too, like he's
kind of the low-hanging fruit because it's Dallas and he's played poorly in the playoffs. But like, for a regular season quarterback, he's been pretty consistently a top 10 guy when he's healthy.
Yeah, for the most part in his career, yeah.
I'd say on the high end, he's played 7 to 8, low end 13 to 15.
Yeah.
Average it all out. He's, if you average his whole career up to this point, he's probably been about the 10th best quarterback in the league on average, year in and year out. Now, he's been bad in the playoffs, there's no question, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Yep.
Yeah, like, I want to win a Super Bowl, but like, I also think Jalen Hurts, if he played the exact same way for pretty much any other team, you're not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a product of the team.
He's tailor-made, built for that team. And, hey, I'm not taking anything away from him, but, like, I don't think if he threw for 2,900 yards for the Arizona Cardinals, they're winning 14 games. I just don't. If you do, hey, more power to you. But I am not a believer in that. Moz Tanker, I'm sad because I thought Tom Brady wasn't calling games anymore. Wasn't he supposed to be done? He's awful. Yeah, he stinks. But no, he's still calling plays. Why? Because Fox is paying him $37 million per year. So
quite hadn't gotten the
pretty lucrative gig.
Hadn't quite gotten the hang of calling a game.
Well, and the problem now, since he's a minority owner for the Raiders, is there's all these rules.
Yep.
Like, you can't be overly critical. You can't attend like opposing teams' practices during the week for game prep. Like, you can't do any of that stuff. So he's already not that charismatic, which you kind of thought he would be, and now he has limited access. So
I thought he'd be like more of like the corny kind of like, again, not like the super over the top like jokes and everything, but I thought he'd be like, again, just kind of
a little Romo-y, like
a little-ish, yeah, a little nerdy, a little, again, provide football insight.
He just doesn't seem that comfortable, and I'm like, it just goes to show like, you can take someone who's literally the best of all time at something, just because you're good at that doesn't mean you're going to be good at this.
Exactly.
Because the work ethic is an issue.
Right.
That's what made him the best, is he outworked everybody. And I've heard Cowherd tell stories that like he's in the building, like in the offseason, like trying, getting reps in and stuff, but I just don't think he's that natural.
Yeah. It's not the easiest thing to do. I mean,
Tough
do.
Gig.
I mean, you're literally right, like a host, on-air personality, and I mean, again, like
I'm better at my job than Tom Brady. Suck it, Tom.
That's basically what I was saying.
I'm just
without
kidding.
saying it. Corey.
Yeah, he's making. I don't even want to do how many X the amount of money I'm making. A lot of X's. Corey Griffin. Ian Wheeler seems to run with good vision and power. Cut Roshan, keep Wheeler as a goal line back. Yeah, I don't know if he's fully back. There were some good signs last night. I don't know if that – he doesn't seem quite as quick as a year ago. I'd love to keep him on the practice squad and keep developing him, but I don't know if he's ready to have a major role on NFL game days just yet. I don't know if he's quite there. I think there's better options, but
he seems like a practice squad guy.
Yeah, and I think he's worth developing further, and I think he could work his way up. I just don't view him quite all the way back from a quickness standpoint, but good vision. He made that one guy miss on the goal line and scampered in. That was a nice move, but he's a fringe roster guy, practice squad type of player right now, in my opinion. All right, we'll hit Adam Morrow, then we'll get out of here. Shout out Impact. The 12-man offense with the ones look great early. Yeah, they're going to run 12 personnel a lot, man. On 2 drives, we saw 3 catches from Kmet and Loveland, and they were all 3 pretty impactful. So,
the one, I guess, kind of question for the Bears is which one, who's getting the short end of the stick on the snaps, because you have, 4 wide receivers that you ideally can have on the field at any time. You have 2 tight ends, and you have DeAndre Swift. So one of those guys is definitely going to get the, like I said, the short end of the stick. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, early on it might be Burden just because they trust Zacchaeus so much, but I mean, you kind of wonder if they're going to rotate a lot at receiver.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I mean, DJ could play, in the backfield as well, too. Maybe Cole Kmet, Colson Loveland.
DJ in the backfield. The other 3 receivers, and even then, one of the tight ends is getting squeezed. It's a shame you can't get them all in the game at the same time. I don't think there's a single formation that exists.
Nope.
Line up DJ Moore at left tackle. Colston Loveland at left tackle. No.
Jeez.
If left tackle play can be just above average, this offense could be really good. All right. We're out of here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. TBD, we might go live Wednesday instead of Thursday. We're looking at our schedule with the Bears playing Friday, a Thursday live the day before. It doesn't make a ton of sense for what our plans typically are, so stay tuned. We might go live Wednesday instead of Thursday. We'll go live one of the days regardless. If we go live Thursday, it might just be an abbreviated live show, but stay tuned for that. We'll make a determination on that tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll keep you guys in the loop. But shout out to Colin for producing. My name is Harrison Graham. Bear down, and we will see you guys soon.